13, but I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know. Hopefully nothing. You saw me jerk, right? And like wondering what that was.
I heard that. I heard sounded like a glass shatter. You're about to get like kidnapped.
I know. Well, I'm home all by myself.
The last minutes of Wolverthor's life. Do you want to take a break and go check and make sure?
Yeah, let me check that real quick. Thanks, man. Hold on.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I have got the one, the only Wolverthor with me tonight. Say hello to everybody, Wolverthor.
Hey, everybody. How you guys doing?
Doing?
Hope you're staying nice, warm, and toasty.
It's starting to warm up. We're starting to hit that spring temperatures now. It was like 75 degrees here yesterday. I was like, where did this come from?
Nice.
Yeah, man. It's getting nice and warm. So how are you doing?
Good. You know, I'm trying to enjoy the game. You know, we've obviously had our issues out front and center, which, you know, we could go on forever about. But, you know, I really am trying to, you know, just find all right, I want to play this game for fun. I want to, you know, help people play the game a little bit more for fun, efficiently, etc. And then life is just busy. You know, we're getting, got one vaccine, hoping to get, or one shot, hoping to get the other one here in 3 weeks, about.
Nice.
And then I hope sometime in the next few months that life feels a little bit more normal. You know, that we can at least be around other human beings that we're normally not around. So
right.
Appreciate you asking.
Yeah, man. It's been a while since I've had you on the channel. I can't remember the last time I had you on. It's been a few months, it feels like. Yeah,
it's been a minute for sure. I think it may be a T4 video if I had to guess.
I can't remember now, but yeah, it feels like it's been a while. So I'm glad to have you back on.
No, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, what I'm having you on for today is talking about the rewards for Dark Dimension 4 and number one, how they could probably use a bit of an upgrade, but number two, like who you take into Dark Dimension 4 and who you prioritize first for tier 15 are very important. And I've got a screenshot behind me here of someone from Pants of Hulk sent me this screenshot. I forwarded it on to Scopely because this was their first run of DD4. And you guys may notice it here. They only got 150 damage catalysts out of this on their first run. That's not good. Like, they got 900 armor catalysts, 150 damage catalysts. I saw that, and, like, my brain just kind of broke for a moment. Like, that's not even enough for one gear piece for tier 15. Like, that's terrible. And then I finished my first run for DD4, and not too bad. 900 armor catalysts again, because, of course, and only 300 resistance catalysts. And I saw this and I was like, oh man, we gotta do a video on this because this is important. Like, this is why who you take into DD4 matters.
I totally agree with you. And I mean, those basic catalysts, we'll call them, like those stat catalysts that we get. I mean, people so easily look over those, and you do need so many of them. I mean, we were talking a little bit before shooting, and I mean, White Tiger we were looking at, you know what I mean? And gear tier 12 to 14 requires anywhere from 2 to 360 of a certain damage catalyst. If you want to take her to 15, it's another, you know, about the same.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, you're talking about anywhere from 400 something to 600 or 700 catalysts.
Yeah.
So you might not even get enough to bring up one character, which is, I don't know. To me, that's kind of, isn't that the point of this thing? Is that we're supposed to get a bunch of gear to like bring up several tunes at least?
I can guarantee you Scopely's going to say, well, the goal of DD4 is to get Doom, which, okay, but he's also not the end-all be-all character that we got with, say, Ultron the first time we completed Dark Dimension 2, which, honestly, I'm kind of disappointed in just how he's good, but he's not like the, oh my god, I have to have this character kind of thing that I was really getting with Ultron.
I totally 100% agree with you on that. And it's been my biggest disappointment, and a reason that while, you know, and to this video, I brought Captain America early on because it just seemed like and it was not the right decision. And I quickly made a graphic that was like, do not do what I did.
Yeah, everybody was on that Captain America train for Dark Dimension 4. I was surprised.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think I think part, at least for me, and I can't speak for others, but at that time, we saw some bigger whales going through with them and doing well in the early nodes, but I was also seeing Avengers hold pretty well in war, even to high X-Men team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the difference was that those X-Men teams weren't built up as much yet. And so I think that, at least for me, like I said, I was like, well, you know what? I can bring him. It'll set me back a little bit for bio, but by the time I get there, it'll be fine. And I'll get a better war defense team.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's okay in war defense, but no, it hurt bio. It did. It did.
Oh yeah. Like I'm just wrapping up my city run now, and those symbiotes have just been absolutely incredible for me.
Yeah.
Like yeah, one shot for the first 2 nodes. I mean, node 12, it's living pain, but those symbiotes have definitely given me a chance. And yeah, I mean, I know symbiotes are kind of on their way out. I mean, you have X-Men who are a better raid team now, but the reason why I haven't really focused on Astonishing X-Men, at least for myself, is that X Factor's coming, and I personally think X Factor looks to be a more competitive team. Like, I'm great with my tier 14 and tier 15 symbiotes. I don't need X-Men that great, but X Factor look just absolutely incredible. I think they're going to be arena team. I don't know what your thoughts are for them with arena, but I'm really feeling pretty high on X Factor.
I do like X Factor quite a bit. I'm not quite at the arena part yet. We talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I think, look, the defenses you're seeing in arena are Black Order and something with Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Black Order, there are a million different teams that can beat Black Order, including Black Order.
Yeah.
And you win almost 97% of the time with just Black Order versus Black Order. And then, so there's some other ones that may be a little bit easier. There's some Doom ones out there that you can see that do or might work a little bit. So to me, I'm like, look, I don't need another team for offense, but if X Factor can do something for me defensively, I'm all about it. All about it. And there's the potential there. I haven't fully decided if I think it's going to do it or not. I mean, just because Black Order is just so strong and people have invested in them so much. I don't know if somebody's going to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to bring this entire team to 6 red stars plus,
right?
Or at least 5 red stars plus. Everybody's got all their T4s. That's such a huge investment. But having said that, X Factor is good.
Yeah.
And if you, for whatever reason, got lucky with red stars on them, you could use them in the mutant lanes in Doom and be okay. I still love Axemen, but they work there. So if they can be twofold, yeah, that's pretty nice for sure.
Right now, it's hard to say how strong Silver Surfer is going to be because we can only get him up to 3 stars right now. But like at 3 stars, he's a monster. And I fear the day where everybody in arena is going to have a 7-star Silver Surfer.
Man.
And that was the reason why for my second run, I took Silver Surfer up. And I just did a video today talking about how viable is Silver Surfer in DD4. And my conclusion is basically like, he's great for like a second run. But right now, until we can get more stars on him, I wouldn't do him as a first run character. He's still a little squishy and unreliable, but as people start to evolve their rosters, as we get more availability of Silver Surfer, I definitely see him being like an easy choice for Dark Dimension 4. Because you're going to take up tier 15's arena. I mean, that's the general rule of thumb: is take your arena team up to tier 15, because that's where you get your power cores from.
I totally agree with that. That is the one game mode that I'm always encouraging people, like, just do that. Like, always focus on arena the best you can. Now, this is by far the longest arena meta that's stuck around for the 3 years I've been playing the game.
Yeah.
But all right, it's kind of like, whatever. Do you, Scopely? Like, if that's what works, then all right. I think they're probably loving it because people are spending cores like crazy to get through and to stay at the top, because now everybody can beat everybody because everybody's got Black Order at least 500k plus or somewhere around there. But yeah, anyway, so arenas. I'm waiting for a new arena meta, a new arena defense meta.
It's gonna be interesting to see that, but we are getting a little bit off track there. So because you did Captain America. Did you do Black Widow as well for Global?
I did Captain America, Black Widow, Ghost, and Sinister. Which 2 of those characters I think are, one of them is definitely a must in my opinion. The other one is like, she's pretty good, and you probably should take her. But
yeah. I mean, yeah. For global, I did Emma, Zemo, Sinister, and Ghost. My point on that was, it's Baron Zemo. He's always great. He's just a fantastic war offense character. Emma Frost and Marauders. They are starting to finally get picked off now with their counters. I mean, Shadowland's been a big part of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ghost is like a plug and play defensive character. Mr. Sinister, even in Arena, like you'll still see Mr. Sinister today just because of that clone ability.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. To me, he was the MVP of the global. He's one you definitely have to bring up.
Yeah.
Like it's a non-miss. Like that's not a bad decision.
Yeah, I mean the him and like cloning. I remember in that final global node, I was just like cloning Captain America and Nick Fury left and right, just spreading buffs, defense up, ability energy flying everywhere. It was great. It was glorious. Took forever to finish that fight, but I never really felt like, oh man, I can't do this.
Yeah. And honestly, to me, I prefer experiences like that. When we look back at Dark Dimension 3, it's like, so you make the right gear decision for the right tunes that can give you that sustain and be useful outside of the game mode, because Dark Dimension typically you run twice, depending unless you want to frame, and then after that, that's it, so that's where I get really hesitant to bring a character that's only good for Dark Dimension. But it's, and even I mean, this is the first time I've said this out loud, but I've started to regret thinking about going into, or advising people, well, this is a okay quick character, like Sabretooth. It's like, you know what? I should have learned my lesson from Dark Dimension 3. No, don't bring Trooper. Don't bring Sabretooth.
Do you want to know how many people in my alliance are taking Cable into Cosmic?
A lot.
More than I'd like to see.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at least two of my alliance leaders are doing Cable. That's convinced other people in my alliance to do Cable, and I can't, man. Every time I see it, and then the best part was like one of them just keeps complaining about the cosmic nodes, and like I just like keep popping up. I'm like, well, you shouldn't have done Cable. I mean,
I like him on X-Force. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there are so many other mutants that, Bishop, Longshot, and Shatterstar. You've got Jubilee. Well, she's legendary, but point is Beast. You've got these other characters that I'd rather spend the Gear Tier 15 uniques on.
Yeah.
Than Cable. And it's kind of like.
And that's the thing. They're like, well, Cable's a cheap option. It will get me through DD4 faster. And I'm like, okay, well, look at the rewards we get. Is it really worth it dropping that for someone like Cable, and then you get screwed on your DD4 rewards, and now you can't take up other important characters? Like that's why I've always been very stressful on it. Yeah, like Longshot and Shatterstar were like those. Like I saw my Cosmic roster, and I was like, all right, Longshot's gonna go first because he has the speed bar. It's a little more important than this barrier. But I'm gonna do Shatterstar on my second run. I had that clear plan laid out. That kind of got thrown up in the air a little bit when Silver Surfer got introduced, but I was like, you know what? I was saving my Mystic Gear for Doom, but I'll have plenty of left over for Silver Surfer as well. So my Cosmic roster is usually Thanos, Ebony, Longshot, Shatterstar, and Silver Surfer, and I got through the Cosmic nodes in just a few days.
Yeah, and that's good. And that's what I would argue as somebody who's debating Cable. I'd say Longshot's better.
Oh yeah, Longshot's 100 times better. Well, maybe not 100 times, but he's significantly better.
Yeah, well, and he's more likely to be in the next meta than Cable is. Cable's been around since the game started.
Yeah.
He's the second, third best, maybe fourth best character on X-Force. You know what I mean? Depending. X-23, in my opinion, is definitely the best.
Oh, X-23 is definitely the best.
Yeah, and then, all right, the other one, Negasonic's critical. Is she the best? I don't know. But it's second to third, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I would advise against Cable, honestly. I mean, look, if they like it and they want to do it, everyone should play the game however they want. It's up to them.
I can see some angry messages from my alliance leaders after this video goes live. Why do you have to make fun of me and my Cable decision? But like, sorry,
you
man.
You didn't say anybody's names, you just...
No, but they know who they are because I constantly make fun of them for it.
Yeah, well, sometimes people deserve to be poked a little fun at, as long as it's in good fun.
Yeah, so let's talk Minerva real quick with Cosmic. It's Minerva. I mean, the Hellsteel with her is huge.
Yep.
But we were talking about like characters that were trending down, and Minerva's kind of like one of those characters. She's still like by far, like I'd say she's still the best healer in the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, she always feels like a necessity for Dark Dimension. But then you kind of like once you're done with Dark Dimension, you're like, well, what do I do with her now?
Yeah. So when Dark Dimension 4 came out, I did not really look at Minerva because some of her tech costs. And I'm like, I'm not using her anywhere. I don't need her anywhere. Even in War, I wasn't really using her. And then Doom 1 came out.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, okay. And then I started hearing some stuff about what people did in Cosmic without Minerva and more attempts and da-da-da. And then me personally, I actually didn't get the tech gear I needed, even if I wanted to bring her up. So I was like, you know what? I don't have it. I'm just going to go. And I think the last node took me 21 attempts, maybe, I think. And I had Longshot, Proxima, Thanos, and who was my other one? Hela. So, Hela helped, keep that down a little bit. But man, like Minerva definitely would have been more. But again, so Doom, you've got Doom now. Do you use Minerva on tech lane with Doom?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so I would say because of that reason, she might hold her ground, and that she might be worthwhile because she does make Dark Dimension 4 much better. I know whenever I get around to a final infographic on all of this, I think she's more than likely going to be one of my top-rated Cosmic characters just because of that the res and the Hellsteel. I know it's on a long cooldown, but
the beautiful thing is those Doom bots when they die. Because they count as as ally suicide or ally deaths, they charge the speed bar on her like nuts. Because her passive every time an ally is defeated, fill her speed bar by 20%. You could T4 that for 25% if you want to. Yep. I wouldn't, but maybe I would some days. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, all those Doom bots dying, that basically just gave her a free turn right there. Yep. And then everyone that Doom just killed basically just healed up your entire team because Minerva's on there.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so it's a good combo.
Yeah, no, the one other Cosmic thing, because you mentioned earlier, Hela. I'm still stubbornly saying no to Hela for DD4. I've had quite a few people swear I'm bringing Hela in because that Hela Minerva interaction with Greg and driving the speed bar on Minerva, and I've seen the scores, and I see that she does very well in DD4.
Yeah.
I just can't, man. Like, she's more than sufficient at tier 14, and she's so expensive.
She's extremely expensive at 90. If you get the 2 Greg party going, that is awesome. Mm-hmm. She can be helpful for some PvP matchups, sometimes with Doom. But she's good on war offense. You see what's, if you throw her in with like, the strange in the why can I not remember that Supernatural?
Yeah,
I think they're called Hella Naturals.
Yeah, Hella Naturals.
Yeah, that can be pretty good. So she's got uses outside, and I'm expecting some as Guardians sometime, probably in the next. But at least by the Thor movie. So she might get a little bit more useful in war again, outside of the Hella Naturals. But I can't blame you for that. I was gonna stay away from her for a while, but I ended up I got the Mystic gear and I had so much of it. I was like, well, my next person I need is Ebony Maw. I've got time to get it for him. I'm just going to do this.
But do you have enough gear for Silver Surfer?
I have Silver Surfer already at 14, but not at 15. So what I've got a spreadsheet it started with Vrondius's, and I've made some stuff on there so that I can look and see planning to get Doom to 15 and then Surfer to 15. But I'm going to be bottlenecked regardless by Armory 15 uniques. So, and the truth is, and this is the question, maybe this is my question for you is you got to pick between Doom and Surfer. Who are you going to bring?
Ooh, I'm going to choose. Oh, man. Oh, that's a tough question, but I'd have to go with Surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah. As good as Doom is, Surfer's just better.
Yeah. It is hard because you get Doom in 2 lanes or 2 sections of lanes in the Doom raid.
Yeah.
But he's not really doing a whole lot in arena. He can be semi-annoying, but like I said, there's a lot of counters out there. And, man, Silver Surfer is, to play devil's advocate a little bit, given the time that you're able to be 5, 6, or 7 stars on Silver Surfer, you might have enough to get him to 15. And if you can get through... you'll probably be able to do enough with him at gear tier 14, but I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know. Hopefully nothing. You saw me jerk, right? I'm like wondering what that was.
I heard that. I heard it sounded like a glass shatter. You're about to get like kidnapped.
I know. Well, I'm home all by myself
the
here.
Last minutes of Wolverthor's life.
See you guys. I hope
you guys saw it here.
Yep. I hope everything I've done for you guys has been helpful. I love you, family, wife. You're the best. Children, be good to your mother.
Do you want to take a break and go check and make sure?
Yeah, let me check that real quick. Thanks, man. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm alive.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, I just had to fight off a mob.
Hang on, let me pull you back up on full screen here. All right. So everything good over there?
Yeah, I'm safe. I'm alive. I had to fight off a bunch of people, but they will never be back here again. I promise you that.
Oh, that sounds sinister.
Yeah. Hey, you got to protect the property, okay? You know.
Oh.
But yeah, all is good. All is good. Everybody's safe and sound. And
what was it? Raccoons? I bet it was raccoons. It was raccoons, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was terrible, horrible people who were trying to threaten society, and I took them down. That's what they were. You're welcome, society.
So anyway,
yeah. So this gear stuff we were talking about.
Where were we? We were talking. Were we talking cosmic?
Man, you know, we were flipping around cosmic a little bit. I mentioned like, would you take Surfer versus Doom, and just kind of all that kind of thing, and. You know, you were talking about Cable and how great he is. And oh wait, no, that was somebody else. So, yeah, no, I think we were somewhere. We were just floating around cosmic and chatting with some of those tunes.
But yeah, let's move on to City. I mean, City. I mean, the real big thing for City is symbiotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me,
I mean that's a lot of bio, but
yeah, I broke my rule here. I was originally gonna do Symbiote, Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, Ghost Rider, and Scream. And then I changed my mind when someone was like, hey, take Punisher instead of Ghost Rider. And I was like, why? And they're like, go look at his gear. And I was just like, oh my God. And that was when Skeletority was coming out, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I was like, okay, fine, easy gear up. I'll take Punisher. He's got the passives where Anti-Venom and Spider-Man will deal bonus damage. Sure, why not? And honestly, I don't really regret any options there in that one.
Okay.
Who are you taking for City?
Well, I'm definitely taking Symbiote, Spider-Man, and Anti-Venom. They're both done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could bring up Merc Lieutenant. I could bring up Night Nurse if I wanted to, but she's only gear tier 12 at the moment. Same thing with Punisher. And so I'm just like flirting with what's going on at the moment. I didn't have enough gear to bring up Scream until basically, I think, today. So I can now bring up Scream if I want to. So that's 3 symbiotes I could bring, though I want to bring Invisible Woman into Legendary, I think. So I'm kind of like floating around. I know Multiple Man comes out next week, but
is it that's
week? A lot of mutant. Well, I shouldn't say I know. Yeah.
You guys heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly. I'm expecting offers for him next week. And then he's a event, right? I think it's a campaign event.
No, that's or one of them's got the Super Sleuth tag. I think it is Multiple Man.
Okay. Whatever he's doing, let's just for argument's sake say it's a campaign. I think it's the week after next. So that makes me think, all right, so next week, you could get some offers maybe to get him 4 or 5 star. And I'm kind of like, you know what?
Super Sleuth, so it could be either one of them. But yeah.
Okay. So I'm debating him a little bit because I think it'd just be fun. And at this point, I'm kind of like, who cares? I mean, we're literally sitting here talking about how the gear we get isn't groundbreaking or like earth shattering or like going to change your roster that much. So I'm kind of like, what am I in a hurry for?
Right.
I'm at City. If he's about to come out, maybe I just have some fun and bring him in there. And because like you mentioned, X Factor could be pretty good.
Well, you just brought up a good point there is that, I mean, we've seen the rewards for X Factor here, or for not X Factor, for Dark Dimension 4. And now it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so you don't really have to do it. Like, you don't really have to rush DD4. I mean, Doom's not the end-all, be-all character we thought he was going to be, like Ultron is.
That's right.
Yeah, take your time. Gear up the right characters. Don't go for the cheap option just because it's cheap. Go for the characters that you think are gonna get a solid return for you on it.
I 1,000% agree. 1,000%. The infographic I made, I wish I didn't even have anybody who's cheap on there anymore. I really, you know, you get too sucked into the getting through there quickly and, you know, trying to tell people what to get in there quickly. And it's just, I just, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, let the whales do the whale thing. They can race and that's fine. But, you know, for all of us plebes out there, we're not going to drop thousands of dollars getting to Dark Dimension 4. You know, let's be a little bit more realistic about what we want to bring and, you know, the impact of those characters throughout the game.
All right. Well, real quick, let's just cover Legendary real quick. Phoenix, obviously. Ebony Maw, obviously.
Yep.
I did Doc because it's Doc, and then I did Invisible Woman. I did like the pretty safe option. And then I'm working on Black Bolt for my 5th Legendary, even though I mean, Black Bolt's not like... Black Bolt's kind of trending down, but it's also Black Bolt. If I could have done Jubilee, I probably would have. I just didn't have enough mutant gear. I need to set some aside for X Factor. So I don't have the gear ready to go for Jubilee to take her up to tier 15. But, I mean, Phoenix and Ebony Maw, I mean, their health steal abilities, they're so freaking good. Doc with his constant healing, flipping buffs, and the blocking and the healing. I just love him for that. I have seen people do Nick Fury instead of Invisible Woman, which makes sense. I mean, Nick Fury's... He's not the best Legendary, but that spraying of buffs and everything, you get offense up on a Dark Phoenix. I mean, that enemy team can kiss themselves goodbye with that.
Yeah, and it's not like you're bringing a lot of skill. So I originally was looking at him, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but
he was...
I backed off of it.
He was one I was really considering. I have seen some people talk about Shuri. I really, really don't think so. But yeah, Iron Man, Star-Lord, Magneto, those are all that are like, you can go ahead and pass on them.
Yeah, especially for the cost of Magneto too. And Star-Lord and Iron Man, honestly, they're too expensive.
Yeah, plus they're just not that great.
No. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, that's true. Now, you know, some people might be able to make an argument for Star-Lord, not gonna lie, like that energy feed, that's not too bad. The blinds, it's not bad. It's not bad, but he's fallen off. He used to be, was it Dark Dimension 2, I think?
Oh, Dark Dimension 2 with Minerva and Rocket? Oh, man.
Yep. And he was a must-have. You had to have him.
Take the BKT and take him into Dark Dimension 2.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. But yeah, before we wrap this up, anything else you want to share, Wolverthor?
I think your message is perfect. Be smart about who you bring in there. Understand that the gear that you're going to get is not going to be all that substantial. And, you know, you can have 20 to 30,000 SBCs and they're going to disappear like that. So don't think you got a whole bunch of stuff. Check out gear calculators. Be smart about who you're going to bring. And you really think that through a little bit.
Yep. All right. Well, if you guys want to go check out Wolverthor's channel, I definitely recommend it. He's got some great stuff over there. There'll be a link to it down below in the video description. We're going to go ahead and sign off here. But real quick, Wolverthor, I need you to say goodnight to all the gentle McMinions out there.
Good night, all you gentle McMinions out there. Have a good slumber. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, and hopefully no one breaks into your houses. But But yeah, that's going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. We will see you guys next time.